Alright, so this morning we have a couple of new toys that we're going to play with. One is the new camera. It's the Pentax WG3 GPS. It's a ruggedized outdoor camera that I'm going to be using for canoe trips and stuff. And the other is the BonaVita coffee dripper. This is very similar, same idea as another one you've heard of, probably, the Clever Dripper. It's kind of just like an old school coffee dripper that you put a filter into for a single cup, except like the Clever Dripper, it's got a switch on the bottom that closes over the hole inside. So the idea being, you don't want your coffee to drain right away, you want it to steep in here for a little bit. They've got this drip tray that you put it on so it won't drip, but it also fits on the top there so that you can steep it. So and basically you let it steep for a minute or so, and then you open it up and let it drain. Makes for a better cup of coffee. So we put our filter in. A little more than 4 minutes in the microwave will give you boiling water, and then just let it come off the boil. You want to add a little bit of water first just to wet the filter. And I've closed this off first so the water's not going anywhere. And now I need my coffee, so freshly ground. This is an 1/8 of a cup measure, so these are which is 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use the same amount that I normally use in my AeroPress, which is 4 tablespoons. So, well, a little bit more than 4 tablespoons. I don't go exactly measured. And then I'll use about the same amount of water. So I'm just getting that, getting it in there. Gonna give that's my AeroPress stirring paddle. Just gonna give it a good stir. Hopefully this thing will hold enough water. This is my first time using it. All the grounds are stirred up well there. Now I know by how much is left over in here what's required to fill that cup, and that's about it right there. So it's closed off. I don't hear it dripping. I'll just set that there, and we'll give that about 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. Alright, so the time is up. That was 2 minutes. I'm just going to take this, open it up, and now you can hear it dripping fairly quickly, actually. Let's there, and I'll give you a better look. Now, how fast it drips is going to depend on how finely it's ground. That's fairly fine ground coffee, and as it gets down towards the bottom, it gets concentrated more, and it's going to drip more slowly, which it is. Now, I should have pointed out earlier that I'll show you once we're dripped out here. The inside of the cone has fins on it so that the filter isn't resting right up against the side of the cone. It helps it drip better. You get better flow through your ground bed, I guess is what the technical terms are for it. Now there's still water down in there, but it's dripping really slowly now. You can hear it. We'll take a little peekaboo. See how full my coffee mug is at this point. It's almost full. I could just go with that, or I could let it drip out a bit. It doesn't look like it wants to go anywhere now. It's dripping really slowly. That's because of the very fine ground of the coffee. So that's kind of expected. Anyway, I'll now we'll just I'll take that off of there, and I'll put it onto its drip tray here. Actually, before I do that, I could probably alright, so now when we're satisfied with how much drainage we've got, you shut it off and put it on its own drip tray there. And that's going to be really stinking hot, but let's have a taste. That makes a really good cup of coffee. I am impressed. Oh yeah, really good cup of coffee. Of course, when you start out with really good coffee, you end up with really good coffee, I guess. I forgot to mention one of the key benefits of the BonaVita versus the Clever Dripper. The Clever Dripper is plastic and it's not recommended to go into the dishwasher. The BonaVita is ceramic and it is dishwasher safe. And of course it's also more expensive than the Clever Dripper, but they are essentially the same thing, only one is plastic and one is ceramic. The whole thing here. There's a few plastic parts inside the mechanism here, but the whole thing is ceramic.